What's up, DubNation? Welcome to the third episode of this late season restart of the Let's Go Warriors podcast. And I just got to say, I had the most fun editing this one for you. Obviously, we take the live streams that we do, the watch parties where I'm doing the play-by-play, and I cut those up later into a podcast for you guys to enjoy on your commute. And in this case, I think everybody should just really take a listen because it was one of the most hilarious ones that we've done. And I think what sets us apart is that we don't have to laugh at someone else to accomplish the fun that we generate. So if you could do me a favor, because I just really don't have time, I try my best to hurry up and edit this as fast as possible, but we're taking a 5-hour live stream and boiling it down to 45 to 60 minutes. So if there are good parts that you really like about this one, and I guarantee you there are, I can say that with full confidence, like Pajemski, arrogant confidence. I hope you enjoy it. It was really funny, and I really need to credit our Let's Go Warriors community online, our loyal audience that comes back game after game. They really are my muse. You guys bring up stuff in the comments that I find interesting, that I find hilarious, and we take that to the next level. And I want to also obviously thank my sometimes co-host Dean Chambers. Can't do it without you. He and I are just able to bounce ideas off of each other that inspire more ideas. So I am really grateful to have the Let's Go Warriors community to be my muse for things like this podcast. Couldn't be a better few hours that I spent to edit this podcast. I'll keep getting better at it so that we can crank these out quicker. So without further ado, I want to show you episode 3, which is the recap, I guess, of game 1, Warriors at Houston. Of course, one part in the beginning here for the first couple minutes is just a little snippet that I took from my play-by-play where Dubs Johnson in our comments said that GP2 reminded him of a certain Disney character. I'll leave it at that. Enjoy, everybody, and don't forget to tell all your friends about this. You know, I really am truly grateful for the ability to go on here live every single game, and it's like I know I'm going to meet up with my high vibrational family. I mean, we are family, and yet we're even more family because we know we're coming on to the channel with a positive attitude and a loving intention. That leads to creativity, that leads to laughter, that leads to love. And I think that's really important in this day and age when it's so easy to be stressed out and upset and something happened that was negative during the day, and then you just kind of retransmit it by thumb typing a complaint on the nearest social media app. I think Let's Go Warriors is the opposite of that. Let's go and find more people like us. And that means I need you to share, to subscribe, to like. Be sure to share this to all the people that you think would further contribute to all the joy and all the mindfulness and all the fun, creativity, and love for the Warriors that's coming from the heart. So enjoy. And I'll see you Wednesday night for Warriors Rockets game 2. Oh, another bad inbound, but Jimmy saves it. Guys, wow, we just saved the boneheaded play by Gary again. Come on. That's an unsung play. And then Gary throws the ball away. It was catchable, though, so I don't know who to blame. Man, what's up, Gary? Wake up, Gary. It's Gary, though. That's the thing. I guess I'm just more accepting of Gary being wild every now and then. GP2 is hilariously wild. Yeah, love Gary. GP2 is Tarzan. Oh, that's hilarious. We got to do the Tarzan audio. How do you find that? Google. Let's go to Google. 12 seconds. Here we go. This is Gary Payton. Gary Payton the second. We'll do that every time he does something wild. Oh man. We'll leave that up. Yeah, Dubs. Love it. That's why Let's Go Warriors is the best, man. Yeah. All right, we're back to action.
A few moments later.
What's up, Brett?
He is. Hey.
I had work last night, early Easter dinner with my family.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Agnes.
But unfortunately, because of that, when I got back at like 1:30 or whatever, I just had to take a nap. I had the broadcast open, and so I woke up to you starting to do the play-by-play. You know, set a timer and listen to you do the play-by-play. And you were ahead of the stream, so everything you were saying, I got to see happen a few seconds later on the court. Every time something would kind of threaten the lead or whatever, and it seemed like we controlled the game all game long. I would hear it. I would be watching it, going like, "What's this? I know this is about to go bad because I just heard Rich say it. Let's see what happened." It would happen, and you would be like, "Oh, and Jimmy with the steal," or just every time, every single time the team responded to that, whether it was keeping a lead or whether it was getting the lead back in the fourth. You always worry with the low scoring game with the Warriors up 10 or whatever, that the other team might get back in it because they just start hitting shots. And it seems like the Warriors, I don't know, they had the fire extinguisher for every little streak that was starting to grow. That was incredible. Poise, calm, sticking to the game plan, not wavering. It felt like a very evenly distributed game to me. Everybody out there on the court had a great couple moments. Obviously, Steph and Jimmy, incredible. But it felt like everybody else had 3 or 4 moments at least where they came up with a big rebound or got a steal or hit a tough 3. BP hit a tough 3. Moody hit a really important 3 in the corner. And that's just the kind of overall team effort that isn't overly reliant on Steph, of course, and it's not even overly reliant on Butler. That I think was, even if you want to compare it, obviously the intensity of the playoffs is something entirely different. But even if you want to compare it to the games we've had with Butler, I still think that was one of the most balanced ones in an arena that is playing a young athletic team that, like, we're there with the winning streak, with Udoka's history and all that. We're the team that they want to be the most physical with. I think totally calm, totally unfazed, except when Steph hit that fadeaway 3 in the right wing, some tears started rolling down my cheeks. Like, this guy, man, how does he keep doing this? I don't understand how he keeps bringing so much joy into my life every other day. He's just the most impossible basketball player I've ever watched. I have no idea how he does what he does, man. At least Kobe had a size and athleticism and all the traditional big wing. Like, this guy's 6'2", man, or whatever. He's small.
Yeah.
People were
talking
about,
shots.
Amen Thompson held him to 3 points. I don't know if, I just knew. Like,
well, QP knew.
Don't say that to Steph, man. Don't say that.
Some of the shots Steph got off. How do you adjust to that? Those are unadjustable shots.
Exactly.
You did everything you could. So unadjustable shots, like the hand grenade, your right wing, you do the pivot and you're fading like Michael Jordan used to do from inside the arc, and it's a swish. It's just like, what do you do? And you force him to shoot it at the shot clock buzzer.
No, you look at your coach. You look at Udoka, and you're like, what? What did you want me to do?
How do you adjust to that?
You can't. No, that's the thing. It went with the tough, like Butler working so hard to get an open shot is something that really forces the defense to react. But Curry being able to hit ridiculously tough shots, there is no adjustment to it. You can't adjust to shots that difficult. That it's just bottom of the net. And he did it like 2 more times after that. This is all in the second half.
And those were ones where, other than the one that he had to shoot, we were kind of going, at least there had to be one where it was like, no, don't shoot that. We don't need the hero ball. I think there was one. There's only one, though. So that's just, you live with that because he'll deliver on the other ones.
No, he's earned it. And then again, just the great dynamic.
Sengun crashing people like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh, Kimbo. That's a good
I
one.
kind of like the Stuntman as a nickname. That's pretty good.
Oh, Sengun got on my nerves, man, but that's what makes him effective. So
I'm pretty sure he was a EuroLeague MVP at like 19 or 20. He's got those specifically not just international, but like played in Europe level invisible elbow to the solar plexus or whatever. And as long as it's not dirty, I kind of like that, but not playing against it. I don't like that. If he were on, what I mean is, if he were on the Warriors, I would like that a lot. But playing against it, it's like
What did you think of? Did Sengun try to pinch QP's nipple there at the beginning?
I did not see that. I was laughing my ass off every time he talked about pinching nipples in a playoff game.
Man, he came close. Like he was like 2 inches below the nipple, and he pinched him. Was he aiming for the nipple and he missed, or like? Man, I was mad.
You were heated. I know. I could hear that.
Like, that's such a dirty play, man. Don't be pinching nobody. Okay, granted, it might not have been the nipple, but still, when you go around like this and you're pinching the body, no doing this.
Again, though, that's that European sneaky, annoying, get your head out of the game stuff. And there are times when the Warriors match fire with fire. This was totally, nope, we're going to stay cool. We're not getting down there with you. Draymond maybe once. Draymond and a certain type of European center. Well, a European center who can't shoot, he doesn't like him, except for Giannis.
Do we call Giannis a center? I guess.
I think Giannis. Well, I mean, you can play him at center. He plays with Lopez a lot, though. That's true.
Honestly, I don't even care that QP quote unquote struggled. I know it's been mentioned, and we're nitpicking here and there, or people are nitpicking. I didn't bring it up.
Well, they guarded him, right?
If everybody plays the same and the same result happens, QP, you can be timid for the rest of the series. I don't care. I just want to win this way every single time, 3 more times to get the 4.
As long as he's not afraid, and as long as they have a body next to his jersey and not sagging off of him into the paint, we're cool. He's a rookie. That's good enough. And anything on top of that should be totally stress-free. It's just gravy. We're not going to rely on QP to hit 5 threes, but he can do it. I like the physicality that I was able to see from him, too. I thought, at least on the defensive end, he was not, he wasn't flailing around or anything like that.
Well, I got to time out somebody. You can't just come on here and throw guys under the bus. He's throwing a Houston Rocket under the bus.
Why? We won. We don't need to throw them under the bus.
It's not part of what we do. All right, let me see here. Oh, Steven Adams had a good quote. I put it on the channel. So you'll like this. You'll have a newfound appreciation for Steven Adams after you watch this. Go to the comments and timestamps and click on Steven Adams.
It's going to be freaking, it's going to be lit, bro. It's going to be turned up. That was ridiculous.
Turn this up.
It was amazing. The crowd was getting into it. It was awesome. I know, bro. We keep asking questions.
He's funny, man.
Yeah, but it should be good.
As a veteran, do you have any advice for the guys who will be making their playoff debut tomorrow?
No, none at all. Yeah.
Have
No,
I didn't. Anything to you?
No, well, it's one of these things where it's like you can't. Some lessons you need to learn them by going through them, and what you extract from them is dependent on your whole upbringing and or your own personality. So like, I don't see any benefit apart from just like calming them down. If I see them freaking tweaking out or something, and then like, yeah, bro, simmer down. But like, if it's just like, for them just to be in it and learn, that's what you can, because they need to extract what they can from it. I can't come in and say like, hey, you should look at X, Y, Z, because that actually might mess them up. You know what I mean? So you just let them go through it. If they fall down, the bros are here to pick you up.
I like Steve.
Definitely. I always liked him. Yeah, the Kiwi accent.
Love it.
Kiwi sense of humor, too. Dry humor. All the rain they get some dry humor down there, man. Gotta love it, though, boy. Hey.
Meaningful basketball, indeed.
What did you think about, like I was saying a little before, kind of a very evenly distributed offense? I was really happy that I saw that, and it wasn't overloaded. I'm finding the third guy. It was just Steph, Jimmy, and a bunch of other guys.
I agree with you, but I will say Brandon Pajemski, big-time player. Like, you could tell it was coming, like playoffs and all that, and, follow that parallel of Manu Ginobili, like just stepping up, making big shots. I think he only really missed a bad 3 and maybe missed a bad 2. So that's 2 out of 13 shots that weren't good, but the rest of them, 5 for 13, 3 for 8 looks pretty pedestrian, but 14 points and 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Yeah. Balanced scoring, but also enabled by Pod stepping up big time.
Right. And I totally agree with that. But I don't think we were force feeding him in the way that we might have done earlier in the year. And that's a really important development.
And I love the fact that it would be late in the shot clock. He'd have the ball and he'd be probing and then he would make the right decision.
Yeah. And to be fair, he doesn't have any playoff experience, does he?
How many turnovers do we have? 11. And my quota is 9. So that's great. And we had 7. We had 7 in the first half, I believe. So to keep it to
that's
4.
Amazing. 2 turnovers a quarter in the second half against the Rockets. That's really, really impressive.
And at the time I said 7 is too much. I thought I was probably after a Steph turnover. And we ended up with only 11, which is pretty good. 9's my quota of like almost guaranteed win,
How many assists did we have?
20 assists on 36 makes. So not a ton, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's kind of low. I bet Steph hit a lot of unassisted buckets today.
Yeah, so did Brandon and so did Jimmy. Right.
Well, yeah.
And Moses had one too because he had a hand grenade over the shorter Fred VanVleet. I remember that one. Fadeaway 2.
Oh, it's the X factor. I like that. Yeah, he is an X factor. I mean, you can say that for anyone who's important, but he has the X factor like style, a glue guy X factor style of play too. And we won a challenge, man.
I know. And Steve was so pissed.
This is an obvious call. So next time after we win it, when you win it, next time you're like, remember you got it wrong last time. I don't even remember what the challenge was specifically. Can you remind me?
The first one was just out of bounds. So that's why Steve was so pissed. It's like, you missed an out of bounds one. You got to get those.
So you can go to the ref and like, we just used a timeout and a challenge on something that everyone on our coaching staff saw. Maybe next time Curry comes up to you and is like, these guys are hugging me every time I try and move, like literally hugging me. You got to call that stuff. So I think winning challenges are a benefit in and of themselves, almost whatever it is. Second quarter, 10:23 to go. I get in the regular season maybe, but I think you find anything like that, it's a good thing to just get on top of that as soon as possible. So I'm kind of okay with using a challenge anytime there's a call that you really think is egregious or whatever the right word is for that.
Oh, and at the time, I just kept hearing all morning shoot around and yesterday, it's a possession game. It's a possession game. So here's some topics that I was doing in the comments that didn't mention, and I want to cut this up later to do a podcast, but let's see.
They've been great, by the way, Rich. I've been loving them. Not just my part, but hearing you and been loving the pod.
There's all this talk. Obviously, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to mention it. People always want to come on board and then throw JK under the bus and like, oh, he doesn't fit this, that. And it's like, again, that's short-sighted. And it just tells me that you want to unsheath your sword for some reason. JK is still a really good player. So I just want to leave that there. Like, there's no need to condemn JK for this. Why are people like that? So I got to wonder. So we're not talking about that anymore because we keep talking about it. And if you want to talk about it, there's timestamps. And I talked about it ad nauseum on the live stream Friday. Let's see. What else is there? Buddy Hield. Look, Buddy Hield, whatever you don't like about Buddy Hield, number one, his contract is fair, only $8 million. And number two, he still draws gravity. That's what you want out there. You don't want Houston to just play 5-on-4 on the other side of the court, right? By the way, that's the problem with JK, one of the problems with JK. So like, it is what it is. Buddy's not going to be perfect, but you can't expect him. He's getting half of what Clay's getting paid. We need to just appreciate Buddy for the overall cheap salary that we got him at. What can Udoka do? I think, Dean, you can really come up with some good ideas. I think you got to keep what you did, maybe tweak something in the second unit. Changing the starting lineup might be a little too early right now. Say for game 3, change something in the starting lineup. Maybe it's, I don't know, Tari Eason for Dylan Brooks or something like that. I don't know. What do you think, Dean?
Well, I'm looking at it, and we played 8 guys, double-digit minutes on the Warriors, and then Looney 9 and Santos 7. They only played 8 guys, and all of them played over 20 minutes. I don't know if maybe they'll try a little bit more depth or they'll keep this tighter 8-man unit. But I don't know, Reed Shepherd or Jock Landale or Cam Whitmore. I don't know. Jeff Green's a vet. Maybe not. Maybe a little old for that. But Aaron Holiday. You know, I wonder if they'll try a little bit more 10, 11 man rotation or something.
Aaron Holiday, that's right. Yeah.
Because they do have some guys who might be able to.
He's too
contribute
small. He's only got a backup Fred. Fred played 40. Yeah, I don't know.
They also had 16 turnovers on 19 assists. So that's terrible for them. Just the progression of basketball means that they will probably be a little bit more efficient passing the ball. This is a pretty low turnover game for the Warriors as well. So I think that'll happen with both teams. Yeah, they shot 6 of 29 from 3. We shot 12 of 32. You'd imagine that'll even out. The possession game that Coach Kerr was talking about, where they had 11 more shots, that's obviously something that the Warriors need to focus on. If there's one thing we can take from this game where we did not meet the game plan, it's that they had 11 more shot attempts than us. You talk about going small. They might try and go small just to run more, get more possessions, play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's tough because they have Sengun, so they have to play a
center. Yeah. You got to
start. But there could be stretches where they have Tari Eason or whatever as small ball 5. I could see that. Ime will bench any one of these young guys. I really believe that. He doesn't care.
Even Jalen Green, they need Jalen Green. I would think if you benched Jalen Green, like that's akin to JK, like you're affecting the confidence there.
I think he did it in the regular season. February 13th, 2025. Ime Udoka benches Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green late in loss.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, jump to present. This is our Discord server. Oh, if you want access to the, let's call it non-Blue Wrench access to Discord equals $5 per month paid subscription on Substack. I've decided I'm not going to make those sections free. I mean, I could make an exception here or there, but like I worked too hard. I deserve to be paid for this Discord, and it's just going to be that way. The Blue Wrenchers, they know how valuable it is.
Definitely.
We'll continue to show some things on here that you don't always get from anywhere else. I'll give you an example. Here's Steph chatting with a friend. Here's Danny Emmerman. So like got a lot of stuff from Twitter. We have some stuff on other channels from Instagram. We have every post here. The one cool thing you can do is you can search on videos, and then you see we can get this one, Jalen Green.
So like,
you see how powerful this is?
Yeah, Rick, you're building the Library of Alexandria for Warriors and basketball, man.
DJ Stroud.
76.
I can't play that because it's from TNT, but you can on your app. Yeah, Jimmy postgame.
There was 1-3.
Can't play that, but did a little bit there. So you can search on freaking video, man. Here's Steph in the tunnel.
It's nice to be back in the fight. Good start. Sleep well, get back to it. We up 1-0, came and did our job. Time to get gritty now.
So if you have a paid sub on letsgowarriors.com, just email me and I'll turn on your Discord.
Honestly, it's worth $5 a month. I mean, DubNation has money.
Got all that.
Come on.
So we'll go back to Warriors feed here. Yeah, it's addicting in that. Yeah, cool. Thanks for the comments that I can use to advertise it. I got to start doing that. All right, Bruce, thank you for joining us. And Pinky, thank you. Always great to have your support.
Absolutely. And please, guys, please. The money's going to a good place. You know that.
Thank you.
I mean, you know that. You see it every other day. Honestly, you'll have anything you want to look up about the Warriors, anything that you would spend hours searching for on YouTube or on Twitter or Instagram or whatever it is. You can find all that stuff in one place. And, Rich knows what he's doing, man.
We actually had the Discord for like 3 years in terms of using it as a tool to keep tabs on everything. And so it's a mature product, honestly.
Yeah, you're using it yourself for your work.
Yeah.
So it's going to work for you.
Guys, you go to the raw feed. Now this is freaking gold, because who else out there has like even a Twitter list they probably don't even have, which follows all the reporters that have credentials that post videos from the arena. That is aggregated here. That's incredible. So you can go just search on videos and you're going to get like, oh, this Boston beat writer clipped this clip of the Boston Celtics game. This is like better than the NBA.com website. Don't tell them this. They're going to steal the idea. They always steal the idea. You got NBA on TNT doing a little gone fishing thing. You got it all in one place, all over the NBA. And it's hard to find these guys that post videos from the arena.
And honestly, I wake up, just look at the notifications I've gotten, scroll through and find like, oh, this is Kerr talking about Kuminga. Click, this is the gone fishing thing or whatever. You can just wait for it to come right to you. You don't even have to look anything up.
You
like a
look at
messenger
the replies. So you can filter it on Warriors or you can filter it on raw feed, which just means the entire NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Danny Emmerman right next to Draymond. And if you just scroll to the past, you'll see other teams. Like, for example, here's Udoka with the Lashard Brinkley from the front row.
With Jabari being one of the only few people that had any type of offensive flow tonight and his ability to shoot over, anybody on the court, is there any thought of him possibly moving into the starting lineup next game, or is it too early to kind of tell on that?
I mean, it was.
He's
some
not
guys did struggle offensively. You're not going to overreact to one game, but guys do play better. We have a chance there. 10-point loss, and like I said, holding somebody at 95. It wasn't offensively poor showing. The defense was good enough, but not going to overreact to that game. Like I said, it's some of the guys' first time, and we got our chances.
I actually really like Udoka's demeanor. Like, it's pretty impressive. Like, you want to play for a guy that has it all organized and confident and not going to deal with any BS type of guy. I'm just trying to look for another sort of behind the scenes one that you're not going to find anywhere else. I mean,
honestly, dude, you should tell the Warriors players about this. They would sign up, I bet, man.
Until I make a criticism in one of these channels, but I rarely do. You know me, I don't throw them under the bus.
I mean, they're on Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want Twitter but full of like good information?
Yeah.
With an opinion or two? Or would you rather randos out there?
We gotta go to like page 10, page 12.
Kimbo said the Discord is the definition of top tier, up to date, and behind the scenes coverage. Incredible.
Thanks, Kimbo.
Yep. Well said, man.
I'm just trying to make it more known now. I'm ready to make it more known. I'm just not ready to give it away for free kind of deal, especially to people who I don't even know and might be itching to throw somebody under the bus. But that's why I locked up all the channels. You can't really say anything. I'll do a channel once I'm ready, maybe tomorrow, add a channel that's like, say something cool, say something encouraging.
Mm-hmm. And the community on here is going to protect people who are being positive or curious or whatever it is. We're not going to let a bunch of bullies come on and have blood sport or whatever of attacking people, not even knowing what they're talking about. There's that aspect of it too. Like it comes with the people on here, the community that we have on here.
Yeah, I've been.
Are we on Instagram right now?
Yeah, we're live on Instagram. Unless my batteries went away, I like to really give my primary attention to YouTube because we built a great community here where everybody knows your name, each other's name, like the old sitcom on Cheers. Like here's Derek White. So I went to page 22 because that's my favorite number, right? Here's Derek White, freaking Derek White postgame. I mean, where else are you going to get this stuff?
This is page 22 and it has things from today, right?
Here's Jamal Mosley from the freaking arena. So it's a gold mine, guys. It's just that I haven't publicized this. I thought about it and said, and I got inspired by a beat writer for the New Orleans Pelicans who also has his own Discord server. Of course, he has his is a little bit different in terms of he has his own commentary and he has his own insider information. I mean, I do too, but probably I just don't go after those things. Like let's just rely on Slater and whoever else. Like, you know me. I mean, I know
you're an educator more than
I know news, I've got ties to Clay. I've got ties to Draymond. They won't tell me anything anyways. I got Chris DeMarco's in my phone. If someone were to ask, who's the most famous guy on your phone? I'd probably go, Chris DeMarco. Does that count? No, actually, it's Chris Haynes. I got Chris Haynes. I could bug him and all that, but it's not really about that. This is just information to the nth degree.
No, you're a stand-up fella, Rich, and this Discord is ridiculous. Seriously, honestly, anything you want to know, you couldn't get a better encyclopedia for for that amount of money.
Coming from the human encyclopedia, that says a lot.
Well, I can't compete with the Discord, man. Not even close.
Okay, so team looking good. Let's enjoy it.
The more you help out, the more of us, I think, if you'll have me on, of course, Rich, the more of us you'll get.
Let me think about it. Just kidding. Look at this. Jimmy Butler had his third playoff game with 25, 5, 5, and 5 steals, tying Allen Iverson for third most since steals became official. Michael Jordan and Russell Westbrook. Look at that. Look at those names. That's amazing.
MJ, Westbrook, AI, Jimmy. Jimmy Butler. Man. Honestly, I had no idea Jimmy would play like this.
Right?
I thought he would be a really tough ISO guy getting buckets in the paint, not like an orchestrator of the entire offense.
Here's Steph having fun pregame. I can't play that. Let's play it muted. Oh, he made the scoop shot, made the super scoop. So he's going to side bump everybody, side bump, and then he's going to look for somebody to side bump and point, usually. QP. Let's see if he points to somebody. BP. That's the thing he's added, the point. Oh, you.
Chemistry between Jimmy and Steph has been really good to see. It's like they've been playing together for a long time. How? They haven't been. They've been acting like that since Chicago. Like, oh, I get you. Really? I get you. Okay, cool. They just automatic synergy. And Jimmy keeps calling him Batman. He said that in the postgame presser today again. Or the encore, whatever. He said he shows up dropping down from the ceiling. Or... See
all these channels, all these different channels we got. Speaking of Batman, look at all this Jimmy content. So right there, this one. Isn't that great? I love this one.
Amazing.
Posted by Ernie the Man. We got automatic feed from Ernie the Man. So this came out and I did a video on that. Best duo in the NBA. Posted that on our community channel. Someone did an AI photo. So cool.
Incredible.
Oh, thanks. Useful. Got dad jokes. All right, I'll take it.
Dad jokes, but they're good. How? No, thank you, man. It's great.
Man, but Sengun pinching QP in the nipple, that's no dad joke. That's pretty damn original. I gotta stand up for my right, man. $5 a month on Discord, this too. You ain't getting that from nobody.
Hey, there was also another Gee nickname, wasn't there?
Ooh.
It was really good. What was it?
Damn. I probably screenshotted it. Let me see. Energy is the best.
Yeah.
That's chill.
There was a new one. I thought it was a really good one. Does anyone remember?
Rebound was great.
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
Defense. Who came up with that?
That was it.
Bogus came up with that.
Mm-hmm. Energy, Gebound.
That is something.
Man.
I forgot the last comment that we talked about that maybe you can talk about and bring us to 4 hours is TJD due to Steven Adams' effectiveness. I don't know that he'd make a huge difference on Steven Adams because Steven Adams is a beast, but we're getting multiple Trayce Jackson-Davis comments. So
I would love to see TJD in there. Obviously JK as well, of course, but I actually liked the way Looney looked against Adams. I thought that was not a bad matchup, really. I think that Looney could get those minutes.
Instead of QP?
Well, who was TJD coming in for? QP?
So you say no Trayce, go with more Looney.
Honestly, I feel like Trayce would be a little better on Sengun, just with the running up and down the court and the vertical and stuff. Although Sengun does pump fake a lot. Against Adams, I think Looney is a great option. Well, I guess TJD is a little bit better rim protector. But Looney, here's the thing. If we're talking about the possession game, Looney is still like one of the best rebounders in the league. I bet his rebounds per minute are wild. Offensive rebounds too. So, and also, if we're being honest, you think Kerr trusts anyone on this team more than Looney? Maybe as much, but...
That is true in terms of like, yeah, you can want Trayce, but the way things are going, chess factor. Trayce hasn't played in a while.
And as long as we keep winning, you stick with it.
Yeah.
Same with Steph coming off the bench for 4 games against the Nuggets in 22. It was only after we lost did we start putting him in the starting lineup again and taking Jordan Poole off the bench. It's Steph Curry. You could just put him in, but we won.
crazy. I know that's a great reference. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Rich. And that's the same not that we need to talk about it, but that's the same thing with JK, right? If we keep winning, we're good. If not, time to try something different, which could be fun. All around, super, super positive day. I actually thought the Rockets played really well, too, for these guys having very little playoff experience at all. Last year, we knocked them off of the 10th seed, and they just faced us down, and we won the game, but they were not nervous at all, which I've found really pretty remarkable for again, such a young, really inexperienced team that they, Van Vliet and Brooks and Adams, they have experience, but they're, Tarzan and Thompson and Jabari Smith and Sengun, of course, Jalen Green. They really don't have any playoff experience at all, and we had to play them like a veteran team. This is what this team does. The Warriors have won in many different ways. Getting scrappy, getting into the thick of it with young teams, with old teams, and all teams in between. It just feels like this is truly when the main guys on the Warriors are at their best. Maybe that's why Jimmy fit in so well, is he just understands playoff basketball, and he's at his best in the playoffs. It's a great confidence builder for our young guys, particularly I think BP playing that well. And this is really his first. And even the Memphis game is not the playoffs. So this is his first game in the real postseason. He looked totally ready for it too.
Kimbo says when they went with two big lineups, we have issues matching up with them when GP2 and Buddy went on the floor together. I thought we went zone when they did that, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. That we definitely went zone. I just don't remember if it was against the two big lineups.
Zone is probably going to be a bigger deal against this team, I would imagine, than maybe with some of the other teams we might face if we're able to pull off the series. Just because they're so athletic, you want them to swing around the 3-point line and take jumpers more than get a full head of steam going downhill to the hoop. I think it helps you guard both of those guys without having to be locked down in the post all game. It's, you want Draymond to be able to roam and stuff like that. So as far as GP2 and Buddy, anything we get on defense from Buddy is excellent. And GP2 is there to put pressure on the ball. I can even see us using GP2 to pick up 94 a little, try and pressure them way back in the backcourt, even on inbounds and stuff, just to try and prevent them from getting into the set that they want in the first place. And that probably means GP2 on Van Vliet a lot. Maybe Green.
Or a bench point guard.
Yeah, or a bench point guard. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Buddy had a steal right here.
He did. That was a big one, too.
And he was a +7. Best among bench players. Gary Payton, -10. Interestingly enough. Shivansh loves BP, therefore loves Mike Dunleavy. Of course, not just for BP. I mean, Mike does deserve the credit to go out and get Jimmy Butler. We have the 41st pick.
Yeah, I mean, second-round picks are really difficult, but he's done really well. Elijah's saying if there's a game to experiment, it's game 2.
It's not how it works.
I agree with Rich on that one.
Does Steve Kerr look to you in the past 2 weeks like someone who experiments?
Well, also, the problem is we just want – not the problem, but the issue with what you're saying is that we won this game. Tend to make adjustments more after you lose.
Exactly. You have to,
especially Kerr, who's just a little bit more cautious with that type of stuff.
I've not seen a coach experiment in the playoffs since I first watched the NBA playoffs and knew what was going on. you just go with what works until it don't work, and then you adjust.
Yeah, and maybe it's a good idea to experiment. These guys are just scared for their jobs, but every coach, there's got to be something to it. I hope we don't have to experiment.
Trades are only easy for Pelinka, who, by the way, signed an extension. And at the time,
they gave him a promotion too.
Oh, okay. How do you get promoted from GM to what? Co-owner?
Oh, it's like from GM to president of basketball operations, or I'm sure it has some meaning within the Lakers, more security or whatever.
Oh, I wanted to say that Jeannie Buss, I saw a tweet where she goes, for the last 8 years, Rob Pelinka's been great. I'm like, dang, he's been there for 8 years already? I didn't even realize that.
Well, he took over as the number one because Magic resigned in 2019.
Magic, yeah, that's eons ago.
And he did it with an impromptu press conference, and I don't know. That was pretty strange. He also traded Zubats for Mike Muscala, which is probably not the best move. But, I mean, they have Luka now. Who cares?
Yeah.
They're the Lakers, man.
He's made some good moves. He got, brought LeBron and Anthony Davis together. Boom, championship. I think anytime you win a championship, can't say nothing. Oh, we got a little Jimmy Butler. He's at the podium and they cut the stream short. So let's listen to what Jimmy has to say.
I mean, he's done it time and time again. It's not just in a playoff game since I've been here. So just the shots that he takes and makes are absolutely incredible. And for him to know that ball is going in, and for everybody probably in the building, maybe even in the world, to know that ball is going in is incredible. And I'm a fan, as everybody else is. And he just makes big shot after big shot.
Steph and Chuck apparently said he's not as great as you. Jimmy's nice. Don't get that toast. That's funny. Angle of Steph shot over Jalen Green. Here's the Michael Jordan look. That's crazy. Look at the fans. That's absolutely nuts. And that's it. We're caught up on the automatic feed from there. But we've crossed the 4-hour mark. Video doom scrolling on. I love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Not really doom scrolling either, are we?
Yeah, it's not doom scrolling. It's fun scrolling.
Also, Jimmy is my guy, man, on the court and everything, and I really like his personality. But what is he wearing? It's like a box of.
Oh, right, like the bulletproof vest thing, which I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was like a huge Velcro pocket. Why is he wearing a bulletproof vest?
No, it looks like a bulletproof vest. I don't know.
No shirt.
He probably tuned into the live stream and goes, Dean, what are you saying? Obviously, this is the latest trend in, Paris or whatever.
Yeah, in Vice City. Yeah. Well, whatever, man. Hey, he can wear whatever he wants as long as it's legal and he's playing like this. Because obviously I love his personality and everything. Just some of the fashion in the NBA is getting wild, man. I don't think this Warriors team, I mean, I hope they don't, but I'm pretty confident in their ability to keep their cool. I was way more worried in 22, even in the first round, that, Draymond was going to get into that MMA type, I mean, people exaggerate it with Draymond, but right now, no. I don't think they're going to get in our head. We're a little too old for that anyway. They're not 29 anymore.
Well, it's not going to be Draymond because
it's not going to be Draymond. So who's it going to be?
Draymond's cured of that from all of the Zoom sessions with Adam Silver and the like.
My man, that's tough too. Emotional regulation, admitting mistakes. You would think that sounds great, but most people do not want to do that. We see it every day on these comments, not from the Blue Wrenches and the regulars, of course, but try and emotionally regulate and admit that you might have gotten it wrong. No. Okay.
What did you vote for here, Dean? Best Warriors since 22 Finals Game 6.
Obviously you can't put in a regular season performance
no.
It has to be a playoff performance or postseason performance.
Yes.
I can't think of anything that's even really close to it, if I'm being honest. It's in the first round. It's not the finals, but.
Well, you could say Sacramento Game 7, but that was largely carried by Steph.
Well, I was thinking Sacramento Game 4, I think it was, when Harrison Barnes missed that 3. Yeah, that team didn't have nearly as good.
Harrison Barnes missed the 3 at the buzzer that would have won it. Then I would say this performance definitely is better than that because we never even got to that point. We controlled the game.
Yeah, and 23 just for a variety of different reasons, a lot of which was Draymond and Jordan Poole, of course, but for other stuff too. It wasn't a bad feeling, but it wasn't this. This team believes they're playing together. Steph is not as exhausted as he has been. He has another guy who's had a couple votes for MVP next to him. And I don't think there's any, this has to be the best already. Game 1.
Before we sign off, I got a little bonus. Here's Brandon Pajemski.
Yeah, I think we're fit to play both. And, everybody talks about Houston defense, but we're just as capable and we're just as good on that end too. And so whatever style we got to play, whether it's fast and then Draymond and Steph play chaotic basketball in the way that they do it, or, slow down and play through Jimmy. Whatever we got to do to win the game is what we're going to do. But I was more impressed with just limiting them to 85 points, taking away what they really wanted to get to. And I think if we keep them off the glass there, they don't even score 70. I know Moses is always going to do his job. And obviously I've been slacking a little bit, kind of just trying to, guard my back a little bit. But it's playoff now. It's go time. I'm letting it loose, and I'm giving it all I got. And so tonight I think I did a good job of staying in front of my man. And I
yes, you did
from here on out and help Moses out.
Yep, Moses and Pajemski stepped up, and got to tip your hat to Tim Kawakami. Said that was the X factor, was those two had to play well, because they did not particularly play well the last week, but overall, yeah, today, man, they stepped up. These two guys, and I'm proud of them, man.
Definitely. And I think Moody's a guy that, well, because BP just did it. If we get more out of Moody, that's a huge, especially in offense, like shot making out of him, because I think he's doing the other intangible stuff pretty well. But more shot making out of Moody, I think, will be really, really impactful. He's had some nice dunks recently too, so more confidence to him going to the hoop and hitting corner threes. It's just another shooter out there to have to worry about.
Speaking of Moody, talk about the intangibles. I'll give you an intangible. How about not being afraid to probe against Sengun? Like he took Sengun, but then Sengun played good defense, because that's their little tweak on their defense, is to have Sengun on Moody. So he did well. How many threes did Moody have today? 1 for 4. So he only got 1 for 4 against Sengun, but he did take him to the hole and kick right back out after Sengun played good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to try and see what you can get, take what the defense gives you, and kick it back out.
Yeah, and I think he has a little bit more athleticism than we normally see. So I can see even seeming like he's spotting up in the corner and back cutting a little more. If they get whoever the rim protector is away from the hoop, I could see more of that from him. A little GP2 style. I think there's ways to get Moody a couple more shots. Obviously, BP's going to get shots because he's way more of a ball handler, and he can kind of create off the dribble a little bit more. But I think that might be an important adjustment. Obviously, Buddy and GP2 himself, getting a couple more buckets out of them will be important. But Moody would be a tough cover if he's hitting shots, and then picking up with that 7'1", 7'2" wingspan, whatever pterodactyl wingspan he has. This man.
Sam Gordon, looks like Steph is on the podium. Here we go. He made 8 straight after missing his first 3. Here's Steph.
I think you made 8 straight after the 0-for-3 start. Just what opened up offensively for you and for you guys as a team?
I think you just got to feel like we've been practicing for a couple of days. And it's kind of hard to simulate that playoff intensity and energy and speed, and then their physicality, athleticism. So first 3 threes I had, liked them all, just a little rushed, and then started to get to the basket a little bit, taking their pressure and taking what was there. Obviously made some tough ones from outside, but we don't dwell on, rough starts. You can stick with it and hope your game turns.
Did you, in the last few days, did you rewatch your previous game of this thing at all?
I watched like 3 out of 5 games, including the last one.
Did you rewatch it? Did you learn, some counters? You mentioned it didn't seem like tonight you knew getting to the rim was probably losing it, right?
I just knew, one, we were a little bit fresher than we were that game. And even as bad as we felt like we played that game, it was still like a 1 or 2 possession game at one point in the fourth. So that gave me a lot of confidence if we could get off to a better start. If I could get going a little earlier, we'd be able to make our presence felt. And that's kind of how it played out. The first 3 shots were all threes, so it's kind of counterintuitive to how I saw that game and what the adjustments I was making once I got to the lane a little.
Still got to worry about defensive rebounding. Can't assume they're going to miss open looks if we're giving them 2nd, 3rd, 4th opportunities. Yeah, I'm just not that worried about it. How worried about that are you? This will be the last thing we cover, because I just feel like we did everything else, and so something's got to give. And so, okay, yeah, they got a couple offensive rebounds, but I just remember a few of them were like, you'd have to make a personnel change, because it's just their tall guy got the long rebound over our shorter guy. And so, like, it's not like you were in the wrong place. And then a couple times, BP maybe tapped it out. Maybe Jimmy got the tip. Like, it was some savviness that we got the defensive rebound. So you do expect that because we seem to be that good. Or you could maybe you could play Gee more. I don't know. But I'm just not as concerned about those rebounds. I really am not for some reason, because I felt the foundation of the defense was damn good. The point of attack, pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Dean?
What I think is obviously giving up offensive rebounds is never something you want to do. However, not all of them are created the same. One type of offensive rebound is tap, tap, tap around the hoop, a bunch of physicality, and it's tough to give up those buckets when you fought so hard in defense. There's another type, though, that we absolutely cannot give up, and that is basically the reload threes. If we're giving up reload threes to Houston, we are going to lose. Mm-hmm. The tap, tap, tap around the hoop, they're just bigger than us. They're going to get those. But we know from Steph what those reload threes off of an offensive rebound.
But so how can you say the tap, tap, tap is any different than a reload offensive rebound?
Because I think we can guard in the paint. Houston isn't the best shooting team in the league, and I don't want to give up one of the best shots. Maybe the best three-point shot you can get is set up after an offensive rebound. Defense is completely in flux. Get a guy who's 35% three-point shooter or whatever kind of going, kind of hot. I think that's something we can't.
You're just not giving a solution, though. So anyways, I think my solution would be if they did start making reload threes, then it's a personnel change.
Well, I think the solution, if you're asking for one, is simply that you have to be automatically on whoever. You can't get discombobulated between defense, rebounding, and realizing that there's a shot.
Sure.
How you do that, I think it's just everybody has to be yelling out there all the time. The only thing you can do is communicate.
Strong disagree.
Really?
They're doing their best. There's only so much you can do.
Well, we weren't doing that today, were we?
They did enough. Point of attack was great. The tipping around the ball was great. They got some. We
weren't giving up the reload threes today, right?
They got a couple towards the end, but we built enough throughout the whole 48 that maybe they only got one or two all game long. And yeah, Fred was 2 for 13.
Yeah,
but if he makes those, what's the solution? It's a personnel change. I don't think you can he missed them. Our guys are just too short. That's all I'm saying. And that's fine. But they did a good job tonight. So I think, I could be wrong, I think you would have to make a personnel change, which is maybe you would bring in Gee for somebody. I don't know who. Gary, maybe. I would actually, if that became a problem, I would actually bring in Trayce instead of Looney, because Trayce is more bouncy and can get those rebounds. But it hasn't been a problem yet. So once they start making 2-3 reloads in a row, maybe start thinking about that. That's my opinion on it, and I could be wrong. That's just what I'm thinking right now.
No, I think it's I think you're right, and we might be agreeing more than it sounds like, but I don't think we did a bad job at all today, really, on the reload threes. I can hardly remember any of them. We're gonna, we have Steph Curry. We're gonna have to try and win this in part just with better 3-point shooting than the Rockets. They shot 6 of 29. Yeah, you always find the right topics to talk about right at the end, Rich. Man, yeah, you really know how to close out the live stream, man. Maybe the most important thing defensively is how do we prevent them from catching fire from three? And I think you're right. Those offensive rebounds, especially forcing them into shorter rebounds in the first place, will help us be smaller rather than the long rebounds where it seems like taller players are actually able to get those almost a little bit more easily.
Yeah, they are. Those are missed threes that bounce out further and then they get it. But like I said, I just people are like, we can't take the risk of them going 2 for 13 again. I'm like, yeah, we can. That's what it worked today. And we're smaller than them. What do you want? That's all I'm saying. We can't just, and then someone said, how about JK? Okay, maybe. Yeah, you could, but then you're always going to go with Gee for the rebounding at the 4 spot. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And, And then I said Trayce.
Loon is a great rebounder too, really.
You got to just hope they keep missing, I think. But I could be wrong. Maybe someone at the podium will say, yeah, our boxing out wasn't good, or saw something on the tape that
would you top lock a bad shooting team? That's pretty. That would be
no, because they can drive, and we're too small to top block. You got to have like an Amen Thompson. I mean, JK could, and maybe Moody can, but like BP cannot top block. Like he's too small. And stuff. So I could easily still.
I was just trying to get them to shoot shorter shots. Yeah, no, you're right. That's probably a bad idea.
Oh, you're saying do top blocking to force more twos,
shorter rebounds. Yeah, exactly.
I think you just keep doing what you were doing last game until they figure it out. Because
exactly.
Maybe Houston doesn't figure it out. Maybe they continue to just not have confidence in the 3-ball, because that's what reloads though are always reloads. They're always fun. So
exactly.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer to that. So if it comes, then we'll worry about it.
No, I mean, look, the tape looked good tonight. That's what's important. When we see bad tape,
we haven't seen this many stops in a row in a long time. So that's fun. Yep. Sam Gordon says Curry credits Moody, Brandon, and Gary Payton for their point of attack defenses. Yeah, but then he also said can't assume they're going to miss up. Yeah, so. He mentioned it, but like, yeah, they'll look at the tape and put it under a microscope and go, oh yeah, I didn't box out there or this or that. Sometimes when I make a long drive and I hadn't done the podcast, I like wish I had our podcast to listen to on the drive to whatever it needed to be done.
Same, man. Same. Even though I know what you're going to say, like I remember what you said. It's like, just hearing it again. I really appreciate your basketball insight a lot, Rich.
Oh, also, thanks, and yours.
Thank you very much. But also, one problem is that I guess with the playoffs it's a little different. But I think people are willing to watch Steph or Jimmy or Dre or whoever speak longer than like it's more what's it called, evergreen. Yeah, that's a description of it that I heard. It's more those interviews are a little more evergreen, whereas the podcast, I think the earlier we can get it out, probably.
Gotcha.
The more relevance it will have.
Here's another thing. Siobhan's just posted in the comments, and let me show you on the browser. This is absolutely hilarious. This is sexual harassment at my workplace.
Oh my.
Thank you for that one, Siobhan. That's hilarious.
That's messed up, man. But that's a foul, dude, all day.
That is not basketball. And I know it's my instruction on Ime, and that's on the refs. Come on, refs.
Well, they're not going to stop until you call it.
Definitely game planned.
Also, that's why he's the greatest. This guy, impossible. A little point guard like that, getting triple teamed, hugged and slapped and kicked, bit.
Yeah.
They're trying everything. They're trying everything except tying his shoelaces together. And no one can stop him. What a legend, man. I feel bad for all the people whose first time they ever really got to root for Steph Curry was in the Olympics. They were like, whoa, this is what it's like when he's on our team? Like, yeah, man. Look at this guy. No one got guarded like that. Name another player. Shaq? Not at the 3-point line. Wild, man. Legend.
Oh, that's so funny. Sexual harassment.
I think people in the future will think that's photoshopped. And like,
I know. Well, I actually think you have a podcast voice, Dean. So
really? Oh, thanks, man. So do you, definitely. You
I don't think so.
But you do. Yeah. Nobody likes their own voice. I'm telling you. You got a great podcast voice.
It's crazy. No, but you do.
No, but you do.
You do. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Yeah.
Me and Dean in a scene from Friends. You remember that one? That was freaking hilarious. Oh, I remember. Yeah. It was I don't remember who hung up. Ross was on the phone with his girlfriend, his new girlfriend. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Rachel comes over, takes the phone from Ross and hangs up on her. That's an incredible find. Siobhan, I got to hand it to you.
That's up there with that Suns photo. You know, the one I'm talking about where everyone, like all 5 guys are basically guarding Steph.
Oh, yeah.
That was like 2021. That was such an insane photograph, man. Because there's like 3 guys on him and then 2 other guys like right near him.
You got to find that one and then put them side by side as put it in the Louvre, right?
Yeah, or a billboard right across the NBA office, maybe. Curry quadruple teamed. Yep.
Quadruple or quintuple?
Well, there's 4 guys immediately on him and then 1 Sun in the paint.
Oh, we need to find that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah? You got a link?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, man, Siobhan remembers friends. Rachel went to the airport to tell him she loves him, but Ross comes out with this new girl from China. Man, that's a heck of a memory. Wow. Oh, cool. Oh, it was regular season?
Yeah.
May 12th, 2021. Here we go. Oh, boom. There's the 4 Suns. That's nutso.
And like they planned, if I remember correctly, they like planned that while he was to bring ball up from half court or whatever.
Man, you have a good memory.
Well, he's a very memorable basketball player, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's easy to remember like, oh, this point guard just got quadruple teamed at half court. I think they're a little bit afraid of him. This quadruple teamed at half court. What? Yeah. Man.
Nice. All right.
People really don't appreciate Steph, even now.
Well,
please go give Rich $5 for the Discord.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's a deal anyway. It's cheap. The amount of work you put into this, man, you should have your own television channel. I'm not just saying that because you have it here, like really. YouTube. No, but I mean, you should be paid like a television channel.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. I know you have your YouTube. Wednesday the 23rd, man. That is William Shakespeare's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, we think. That the day he died too, but we think it's also his birthday, April 23rd.
We don't know when he died?
No, we know what day he died. We don't know what day he was born. There was a baptism register, which is the 23rd, 1864.
Back in the day, they didn't really have databases. Dean Shakespeare
today he came back. He came here today talking about how he got a new blicky.
For the uninformed, what's a blicky?
Oh, you don't know about no blicky, man. You had a blicky? You told me you had a blicky growing up.
Yeah.
You was a shooter.
A strap.
Yeah, that's a blicky.
All right, Brate. See you Wednesday, Dean.
Have a good one.